The Bataan Death March was a forced march of 76,000 American and Filipino prisoners of war, 66 miles from the tip of a peninsula to a railhead where they were put on trains and taken away to a very brutal prison camp. I just finished a book for Farrar, Straus and Giroux that took 9 years of reporting and writing. It's a book about World War II, the first major land battle for World War II for the United States, and America's largest military defeat. But it is not a military history. It is a cross-cultural work of literary journalism. One of the things that we felt that we had to do as authors was to follow the route of the march in the same number of days that the prisoners of war marched it in April of 1942. We interviewed about 400 people, made 5 trips to Asia, and went through about 3,000 books and documents to assemble a story that is not a history but a rendered work, the kind of thing we do here at NYU Journalism. There are 2 kinds of writers in this world. There are writers who understand that behind every good story is a tremendous amount of machinery. It's like buying a really nice car, a really beautiful car, and taking the shell or the skin off that car and taking a look at the engine underneath and the drivetrain. That's what we teach here in Literary Reportage. I had 9 students, which was a real luxury. And it was a remarkable class because not only did everybody come to class incredibly well prepared, but they came to class ready to work, to question, to tear the 5 narratives or the 5 books that we read apart, to find out how those books worked, and to steal, literally steal, as much technique as they possibly could from those books that they could use in their own work. Readers really like to read a good story. And by good story, we mean a really compelling narrative with fully realized 3-dimensional characters. My role in any seminar is to be both an agent provocateur on the one hand and a guide on the other to make sure that the discussion stays on track. When we sit down and read a book in the Literary Reportage program, we care less about what the book says than the way the book says it. And one of the things that distinguishes the Literary Reportage concentration is that it is the only concentration in NYU journalism that is concerned primarily and first with the process of writing rather than the content of what the particular pieces that we're reading say.